Hey everyone, welcome to Day Deal on Display. Today we are going to be taking a look at the Otterbox Defender case for the HTC Hero S as well as the Evo Design 4G. You are more than welcome to check out the Defender at any time over at its website that is located at www.otterbox.com. You are also welcome to check it out on our own homepage as well at www daydeal.com. Now I have a lot of ground to cover in this video, so let's go ahead and get things started by giving you the official measurements for the Defender case. I want to let you guys know that you can find this information at any time for any OtterBox product by heading on over to the official website, clicking on the product in question, scroll down to the bottom of that description. You will see a PDF file link where you are more than welcome to download and save or even print out like we have in front of us right here and use it as a reference, all right? Now the Defender is only available in black, so one color, and the weight of the core case itself is 56.95 grams. So if you round it up, that's 57. If you happen to put the belt clip holster on there, the weight jumps all the way up to 118 grams. Okay, so just more info for you guys. Now the dimensions of the core case itself, remember this is not the holster. On top of that, it's going to be 131.2 millimeters for its length, 70.4 millimeters for its width, and finally its depth at a pretty hefty 20.5 millimeters. Hopefully you found that information useful. Now the Defender case is one of OtterBox's oldest product offerings. It also is one of their most popular product offerings, was really what the company was founded on, and we liked what we saw back then, and we still like what we see today. This particular design for the Hero S as well as the Evo Design 4G is a more conservative one. It's the design that we saw came out, I believe, last year or early last year. And it includes a belt clip holster and a built-in screen protector, which we like. Some of the newer Defender cases surprisingly have a screen protector that you have to apply yourself. We really don't feel that kind of fits into the Defender theme of things, if you will, especially since for such a long time they've always had a built-in screen protector. And also the belt clip holster itself is face in as well as face out, and you can also use it as a media display because the belt clip itself can go into kickstand orientation, which is kind of cool. So I'll show you all that business a little bit later in the video. Right now, let's just go and show you the ins and outs of the Defender. I am going to remove the retail packaging out of the way as well as the dummy phone, and let's take a closer look at the case itself. Now since this has a built-in screen protector, you don't have to worry about installing it yourself, which is very cool. Of course, having a built-in screen protector has cons to it, so I'm going to mention those right now. First and foremost, it gets dirty very easily. Even right now, you can see that dust and lint is starting to attract underneath the screen protector. You kind of see it on the other side right there. This is just due to static cling, and it happens a lot, so that means that you have to remove the entire case from the phone from time to time and get all that gunk under there out of the way and get it nice and shiny again. Also, if you happen to live in a very humid environment, unfortunately, moisture will accumulate under the screen protector above your screen. It creates a moisture barrier, if you will, and that creates a rainbowing effect. I know that sounds kind of weird, sounds esoteric, but what that means is that if you look at your screen and there's a little bit of moisture on it, you start seeing these little squiggly rainbow lines on it, and makes your screen look kind of distorted, and it's just a common occurrence because the screen protector, remember, this is not directly on the screen. It's not applied on there like the other screen protectors that you see out in the market. Since it's pre-built into the case, there is an air pocket above the screen but underneath the actual protector itself. And that's all I will say about that. So let's go ahead and move on to layer number 2, because OtterBox does consider the screen protector itself to be layer number 1. Layer number 2 is the polycarbonate frame. We like to call this the skeletal frame for obvious reasons. It's actually not that thick, but it's thick enough to provide a rigidity, or I guess you say a rigidness is the better adjective to use, over the entire product. And it has a foam pad lining on the inside that you can see right there. That's to provide cushion for the phone should it drop, but it also keeps the phone in place because it creates a little bit of friction, and it's a nice design. This is actually a little bit newer from OtterBox. They started doing this, I believe, last year. Before that, you just kind of had the phone resting on a very thin layer of felt or even silicone. And although that was a pretty cool design, I think foam is a lot better, and that's all I will have to say about the frame. Now moving on to the final layer, which is the third layer. This is the silicone skin. This is the thickest part of the case. Not too thick because the entire product only weighs 57 grams rounded, And this one has kind of an etching on it on the back where the Otterbox logo is. That is, of course, to provide grip. And overall, the skin itself does have dust covers where appropriate. I'll show you that in just a moment, as well as coverings for the buttons as needed. This is the older design, as we mentioned, because we've seen some newer Otterbox products have the new rigid silicone. Okay, the rigid silicone is very dust resistant, I should say lint resistant, but unfortunately it's not as flexible and it's not as soft. Okay, obviously it's rigid, so we for now still prefer this type of skin. Some people may not like it because it attracts lint like crazy, as you can see right here, and makes your case look very ugly very quickly, but it's it's good where it matters, guys, and that's all I have to say about it. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this on our dummy phone right now before I move on to the 360 Tour as well as the holster. Just go ahead and put your Evo Design 4G or Hero S in place like such. Snap it and make sure the frame is lined up correctly. Then you are going to go ahead and line up the skin and put it all around these little grooves and edges right here. Now, if this is the first time you've installed a Defender case, it can be a little bit daunting. You may not know where everything goes. I highly suggest you either contact Otterbox directly. Their customer service line is very, very friendly. They'll guide you through it. And there's also a illustrated guide on the back of the box of the Defender. Okay, it's on the rear inside, so do not throw it away. Save it, and you can reference that for installation instructions. So once everything is in place, this is how the Defender looks on your Evo Design 4G or Hero S phone. Let's start with the front. You can see that the lip created from the Defender is nice, thick, and consistent, and it even has kind of a tapered edge to it, which is really kind of cool looking. Looks very professional, and the built-in screen protector kind of speaks for itself. So that means that regardless of wherever you happen to drop your phone, on its back, on its sides, on the corner, or even on its front, which is the most important area to protect, it is going to be nice and safe. All right, and that's what the Defender is known for doing. Now let's go ahead and move on to the top. We can show you the dust cover for the auto jack. Go ahead and peel it back. Okay, it's a pretty decent opening. Straight connector tips should work just fine. Angled connector tips, in other words 90 degrees connector tips, only work in one side. In other words, it has to point toward the back, because you can see where the cutout is. They made space for it, so it should accommodate it, but it's not a very comfortable accommodation. You can't put it willy-nilly everywhere you want it to, but it's still a good design in our personal opinion. Now the covering for the power button does stick out quite a bit. Still is easy to press, so no mushy buttons here. Okay, it's going to be nice and responsive. Moving on to this side, we can show you the coverings for the volume up and down rocker switch. Also protrude out quite nicely, as well as the dust cover for the USB port. Okay, let me go and peel that back for you and show you how that looks. Now these dust covers are the newer design. They fit into the grooves of the case. They don't require any type of nail tips or anything like that. And that is always a good thing because it's easy to put back as well as take out. All right. Moving on to the bottom, opening for the microphone. No surprises there. Nice and large. Let's go and flip it onto the rear. Show the opening for the camera lens, LED flash, as well as the built-in speakers. And these ones have specific cutouts, so not just one large cutout, which is kind of cool. Let's go ahead and move on to the belt clip holster. Now this is a heavy-duty belt clip holster. The belt clip itself rotates 360 degrees, and of course it has little increments along the way, which is always very cool. You can put it in a position that is comfortable for you. What's really nice about this as well is that it is a metal hinge belt clip. Okay, that means it's nice and durable. You can go ahead and abuse it. You don't have to worry about it breaking on you, getting loose, or getting warped over time as compared to a spring hinge. And also it locks into place, which is really nice because that means you can also use it as a kickstand, okay, for media viewing. So let's go and show you that right now. Remember that this is a face-in belt clip holster as well as a face-out belt clip holster. Very cool. All right. And other than that, there's not much else to say, guys. So that is it for the Otterbox Defender case for the HTC Hero S as well as the Evo Design 4G. Closing thoughts and comments. Let me go and give it a portrait type of orientation right there. There we go. If you felt that this case looks a little bit too big, please check out the commuter case. That's also a very nice offering from Otterbox for your phone. And this really doesn't weigh that much. Remember, 58 grams just for the core case, even 118 with a holster on that is not too bad. So even though it may seem bulky, it really isn't. We really like this design. Kind of a throwback to the design they released early last year, and we really like it. And we don't have anything really bad to say about it. Okay, and that's just the honest truth. So check it out at the Otterbox.com website. Check it out at daydio.com, our own website. I am running out of time. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and our YouTube channel. Thanks as always for watching. We will see you next video review.